serve a 17 county area here in the Bluegrass workforce region. As you can see, those counties there on your left in the box. So we serve a very large region. We only have 4 bricks and mortar buildings that we actually have staff in on a regular time if we're not going through the pandemic. We've got an office in Georgetown, one in Lexington, one there in Richmond, and also one in Danville. So we have 4 bricks and mortar buildings where our business services staff are housed, but they cover this whole 17 county region. So when you're talking about the services that we offer to businesses and to individuals, we're responsible for covering this entire 17 county area of the Bluegrass. And our goal is to ultimately, help individuals get upskilled, but to also help employers gain the most skilled employees that they can. So it's kind of a two-part job that we're assigned with doing, and this 17 county area is what we're responsible for. We focus a lot of our business services on these high demand sectors. Our local workforce board has identified these 5 sectors as rapidly growing. There's going to be opportunities for individuals in employment, in the future. Those are advanced manufacturing, construction, healthcare, information technology, and transportation, distribution, and logistics. So we focus a lot on these 5 high demand sectors. We do offer these business services in some of these forms or fashions to businesses that are outside of these sectors, but a lot of our efforts are focused on these high demand sectors just because they've been identified as rapidly growing and have employment opportunities coming in the future. So to start running through our employer services and just kind of give you guys a rundown of what we are able to do, one of the first ones that we discuss here is the assessments part that we're able to do. So we can save your business time and money by helping you decide exactly what you may be looking for in a prospective candidate if you're looking to hire some individuals. We can offer some pre-employment screenings and assessments. You identify the type of employment that you're trying to offer, and we can choose from thousands of assessments that we have that may tell you a little bit more about a specific candidate and if they would be a good fit for that job. So the goal of these assessments is to actually, help you quantify and qualify a candidate before they move forward in the hiring process. And this is something that we offer any business of any size, any kind. It doesn't necessarily have to be in those high demand sectors. Just reach out to one of our local business services reps in your area if you're interested in seeing what these assessments may be able to do for your business, because they really are a value added as far as if you're trying to sort through some candidates and you want to know where an individual's skills really lie. So the assessments is something that we can definitely offer anybody. And again, like I said, we'll make sure that we get a list of all of our business service consultants, team members out to this group. That way, if you've got questions, you'll know exactly who to contact. Application administration is another service that we offer all kinds of employers. We can either screen applications for you. I know paper applications are kind of a way of the past, but we do still have some employers that, when we were open, with the public that wanted to still continue to take paper applications. Our offices were always locations that they could direct people to if they didn't want people coming to their facility. So we could do that. If you want us to post your jobs within our system that we have with the state, we can get your jobs out there. It's called Focus Career, and it's kind of like a monster. It's just a little more visibility for your positions that you have. There's no cost to any business for registering with Focus Career. If you need help doing that, you can reach out to one of our business services consultants, or if you'd like to do it on your own, the website is focuscareer.ky.gov, focus talent for the employers. So we can definitely make sure we get that info out as well. But it's really an additional way for you guys to get your jobs posted if you're trying to fill some open positions. And really working with our business services consultants is so much more than just putting your job there on a website. Our business services teams have relationships with employers in the community. And on the flip side of that, all of our other staff members that are working with job seekers will send those job leads out to our staff and out to our other community partners just to try and get a little bit more visibility for the job openings that we have in this 17 county area. Our ultimate goal is to help employers fill their openings, help them get the best skilled individual for the job. So, when you're working with our business service consultant, it's a lot different than just posting a job to the website. You can call one of our business services consultants and say, look, I really need to try and ramp up the hiring for these. And there's some things that we've done here recently that, we've had to kind of adapt and adjust with the pandemic. We've been doing some drive-through career fairs and drive-through job fairs with our partners at BCTC, just because they've got the location, they've got the space in their parking lots. Our staff are able to assist. So, we're thinking outside the box when it comes to how we're able to help employers find those people that they're so desperately looking for. Because right now, there are a lot of employers out there that are desperately trying to fill positions, even with the pandemic going on. Customized training. So Pam kind of alluded to this a little bit with her presentation, and this is something that we partner with our friends here at BCTC and EKU for these kind of things. Our customized training is a way for us to work with the business to develop a training plan to meet their needs. So it may be that they are starting a new line, or they have to hire somebody with a CDL to continue being able to run products or whatnot. We're able to actually pay half of the cost of those trainings. It could be a training with BCTC, it could be a training with EKU, it could be with an outside group that would provide the training, but we're able to actually pay half of that cost. And a lot of times, for instance, with Pam's group at BCTC, if they're able to pick up half the cost, we're able to pick up the other half. It only ends up being a 25% cost to the employer in that specific example there. So the customized training would be if you're interested in upskilling some individuals. There are some ins and outs that you have to get with us first on. We do need to get a contract in place with you. We need to look at what kind of training you're trying to provide. But if this is something that you think may be on the horizon for you, definitely reach out to us. And if it's something we can bring in one of our other partners with to reduce the financial strain, then we would absolutely bring them to the table as well, kind of like what Pam mentioned earlier. So the customized training is a way for you to upskill current individuals, and we can pay up to half the cost of that. Incumbent worker training is designed to assist employers in providing full-time employees with obtaining skills to retain employment or avert a layoff. So this is kind of similar to the customized training, but this is going to be, in an effort to reduce laying off individuals, or in order for an individual to obtain a new position in the company. And again, we pay 50% of the cost of that as well. And these could be used in partnerships with EKU, BCTC, some of our other partners that have financial resources available. So these are the two options when we're talking about training employees, either new or existing. The incumbent worker or the customized training are two great options that we're able to provide to businesses in our area. So internships and work experiences. So internships and work experiences, in the past, we focused a lot on putting individuals into short-term trainings for certificates to get them upskilled, and then we would work with them to try and find them employment in that specific field. We took a little bit more of a shift here recently, just because employers are having such a hard time filling some of their needs. So we're doing a lot more in the way of internships and work experiences for individuals that come into our office or that are referred to us to see if they could get back to work. So the internships focus on getting the job seeker the skills they need for full-time permanent employment, and it's also to provide the employer with a lot of benefits. Our internship programs, depending on which one it is, we basically employ the individual. The same folks that pay me actually are this person's employer. They can be paid up to 480 hours. We let the employer interview them. We let them take them on just like they would a regular applicant. The only difference is that they're employed by us. The workers' comp is paid by us. And when the internship is over, the ultimate hope and ultimate goal is that the employer would hire them on full time, to their payroll. But it's an effort to get them in the door and to help them to be able to get some experience. And the transitions program that Rolando mentioned earlier is kind of a spinoff of one of these. We are working with a large number of recovery and halfway houses in the Bluegrass. We've got case managers that are regularly going out to these places. They're meeting with the participants there. A lot of those programs do have a work component in them. And so partnering with us at the Career Center makes perfect sense for them. We've got employers that have signed master agreements to be work sites for these individuals. And, we've got a number of great employers that are willing to give people second chances and willing to help out the population, because in a way, this is kind of an untapped labor pool. A lot of these places, like I just mentioned, do have a work component. they, in order for them to stay there and continue receiving the services. So when they partner with us, they're able to take advantage of our relationships with the employer community. And if you're an employer that's listening on the call today and you say, you would love to help your community out, and you know that there's some recovery houses that are out there, and you know that there are some opportunities that you could provide some work experience to one of these individuals, then please reach out to us, because this has been a real big initiative that we've taken on in the Bluegrass, and it's really been well received everywhere we've been. So there is definitely a program that's designed to help individuals that are going through that transition. It's not necessarily for them to help start a business, kind of like Rolando mentioned, but it is a way for them to get back into the world of employment and show some employers that they're ready to get their life back on track. And just partnering with us and all of our employer community has been a way that we can do that. So if you're interested in some of those opportunities, please reach out. I will make sure we get a list of our business services consultants out to everybody, so you have the direct person to contact. But it's an exciting opportunity for us, and it gives us the ability to partner with a lot more employers out there in all of our 17 county areas. We provide labor market information to employers, so we can assist the business in finding local information. Are their wages competitive with the occupations that they're trying to fill? What are their commuting patterns, projections for their employment? Or we can customize reports specific to a business if they just kind of reach out to us and let us know what they're trying to figure out about the labor market. Here in our area, we can definitely customize a report for that. Another service that we offer to businesses, we have a laptop pool. So, and a lot of employers may want to do some skills testing, and they may not have, the ability to have laptops for a group of individuals. We have a laptop pool of 20 that has Wi-Fi access. We use them for rapid responses when a company is facing with a layoff. We can provide them for classroom training. We can provide them for assessments, presentations, application submissions, skills trainings, job fairs. So our laptop pool is something that a lot of employers take advantage of. We've loaned them to BCTC just here in the last month for some training they were doing on the weekend. So, if this sounds like something you could utilize, please reach out to us, and we will make sure that we get those delivered to you. And if we need to help staff an event, I know right now there's not a lot of in-person things that are going on, but we do, make our staff available to help out with things, as needed and as necessary. Another type of service that is related to employers is on-the-job training program. So this is not quite like the customizing incumbent worker training. This would be used if you were in one of our high demand sectors and you were trying to fill some open positions and you wanted to try and help recoup some of the cost of training an individual. So an employer would sign an on-the-job training contract with us. They would let us post their jobs. We would attempt to find them some job seekers who meet their criteria, pass their interview process, and is going to be a good candidate to work. So working with our business consultants, they will develop a training plan from anywhere from 4 to 24 weeks for a new hire. Once the training is completed, a business can get reimbursed a portion of that cost to cover their salary during the time that they're being trained. So if your business typically has a 12-week training program that you use to determine if somebody is going to be, held on and kept after that training, you could sign an OJT contract with us. We could basically reimburse you a portion of the cost during that 12 weeks while you're training that individual. Again, there are some things that we do need to get on the front end. We know we need to get a contract in place to kind of go over the do's and don'ts. But the difference here is this on-the-job training program, unlike the internships, the employee is going to be hired on by the employer immediately, and we would just be reimbursing the cost directly to the employer after the training occurs. So that's the difference in that program. But again, if you're looking to do some hiring and you fall within one of those high demand sectors, definitely reach out to us. It's a good way to recoup some of the cost of training a new employee, because that can be a cost that's hard to do and sometimes keep you from hiring new individuals if you're an employer. So reach out to us if that's a need that you have. Absolutely. Posting job openings. I mentioned this earlier. We can post job vacancies for free. Our Career Center site is reviewed every job post to make sure it meets EEO standards. The job seeker indicates that they're interested in these openings. They're checked for the basic qualifications and then referred to the employer. And again, like I mentioned, we can take applicants through the process if that's something you're interested in too. But this is something that we offer all employers in our area, and it's posted statewide. It's not just posted here locally. Retention services. So oftentimes when you're hiring new employees, they may have been unemployed before, drained out their financial resources, and need some assistance just while they're getting back to work before that first paycheck. We offer some programs directly to individuals that may be able to help them, whether it's transportation, could be childcare, could be a variety of programs, health services. So this is something that you would need to basically refer the individual to, and we would try and partner with that specific employee on what exactly are the barriers that they're facing when they're trying to start this new job. Is it that they don't have transportation yet? Do they not have childcare yet? But they need to go back to work because maybe their unemployment benefits have ran out, or maybe they were unemployed to any fault of their own. Maybe they just hadn't worked in a while. Whatever the case may be, we do offer some retention services and some support services to help individuals getting back to work. So that's something that not only benefits the person, but benefits you as their employer, because they're able to start the job and not be worried about how they're going to get through that child care or that transportation barrier. The tailored recruitment, I kind of mentioned this earlier, but our staff are there to help out any way that we can when a company is looking to do some recruiting, whether it be taking paper applications, doing job fairs, bringing the laptop pool to do some skills assessments. Um, there's very few things that we aren't able to do when it comes to helping a business or employer try and fill some openings. There's no cost for any of the services, and we'll work directly with your HR or your management team to determine what the right fit is for you. And again, with the pandemic kind of changing the way that everybody's doing business, and just how people are looking for jobs and what's going on. We've hosted several successful drive-through job fairs. We had one here in Winchester where I live not too long ago for an employer, and they were able to hire 21. I mean, and they've been having career fairs virtually and trying to get people to their facility, for a while with not much luck. And we've partnered with our partners here in the Winchester community at BCTC, and we're able to offer a drive-through job fair that resulted in 21 people getting hired. So, we're thinking of new ways to do business and new ways to help employers. But we're all ears, and we're open to helping you any way that we can. Just reach out to us and we'll make sure that we get one of our business services folks in touch with you and start the conversations on, how we can best help.